how supporting your partner's goal is a win for you. In today's podcast, CeCe and I, we're going to talk about some of the things you can do to support your partner and win together. Stay tuned.
Hey, Mr. Friends, welcome back or welcome if you are new here. I am your host, CeCe. As always, I am joined by my wonderful co-host, the one and only hubby. How you doing today, babe?
What's up, darling?
I'm good. What's going on?
I'm great.
That's awesome.
Yes. Hi, everybody. This is Will, and welcome back to another episode of the Blissology Podcast. If this is your first time with us, please remember to subscribe and hit on the bell icon so we can tell you when videos like this one come out. Now, this is a weekly podcast. In this podcast, CeCe and I, we talk about
love the most on here, right? We talk about love mostly on here because it's what we do. Family, relationship, whatever has come to my mind.
It's just
spirituality,
love, family, and relationship. A little bit of spirituality, not a whole lot.
A whole lot, okay? Whole lot. So yes, glad to have you guys here, and I'm super excited. So guys, listen, let's get this thing in order. Before we get into the topic of the day, let's hear a blissful moment. So while I have a blissful moment.
Okay, what you got?
Well, pretty much, me getting back into my exercise again. I feel like we just got to stick to it, though. Because the thing is, why not continue something that feels good? That's how I feel about it, right? It feels good after I work out in the morning. I know, you nasty mind over there thinking about something else. I understand. I get it. His mind is somewhere in the gutter, somewhere out there.
No comment.
And of course, I really push myself to be up.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I want to start doing is every morning when I get on the treadmill, I need to send you a picture of me as you holding me accountable. Now, if you don't get a picture from me, I don't work out on Monday, just so you know. After the weekend, it's hard for me to get on the treadmill or work out. It's hard. I'm just being honest. But if you don't get a picture from me, you need to question me and ask me what happened. Why didn't I send you a picture?
Okay.
And I shouldn't have any excuses. And I think I need that because I can be good for a month or two. And then after that,
for 6 months.
I'm out for another 6 months. Yes. So I feel good. I'm super excited. And I think I'm giving up a few things. My creamer lately, because y'all know I'm a coffee drinker. I love drinking my coffee, but I have to put the creamer down. So the whole week I had just black coffee, straight black. And I had to really, really fight myself to drink it. And I did. And I of course do that. Make sure I send a picture of him what I'm having for breakfast because I want him to hold me accountable because I want to really, really look good for myself. Not my husband, because my husband say that I look good and I need to lose weight for him. So it's just for me. I'm
going to hold her accountable.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Even on Mondays.
Nope. So you guys are my weakness. You hear what I said. I don't work out on Mondays. Unless if it's in the afternoon, then that's different. But in the morning, I'm not waking up at 6 o'clock to work out. I'm not.
Well, it's a plan. It's a plan. And
I think I want to do the same thing to you.
You can. Anyway, but hey, listen, staying healthy is important. And if we want to live to our old ages, we got to do certain things now to make sure that we keep this body, keep it active, keep it safe, give it what it needs.
Yes.
Don't give it those things that it doesn't need, like this processed food. Ooh. They taste good though.
Yeah.
But they have issues.
They do have issues.
I had been fighting with this woman to not put so much cream.
But I'm gonna have it once only in the weekend. Like either
you shouldn't have it at all.
No, like you know all about you could have a cheat day, right? So I'm going to choose. You shouldn't
have a cheat day when you just started.
I'm gonna do Saturday as my cheat day. Even on Sunday, I'm not gonna have creamers.
Good. Then I am going to be policing that.
Yes, you are. And how am I going to hold you accountable?
I don't know.
We're supposed to do this together. Because I remember Journey and I, we used to do this something similar where we share each other's food and make sure you're not eating burgers or things you're not supposed to be eating. And it was good.
Here's my problem.
Okay. Here we go.
I would go really strong at it.
Here we go.
And then someone like, yeah, you can take this. Like earlier. It's like, oh, your daughter didn't finish this rice. Eat it. Like, why do you want me to eat the rice?
Because I don't want to go to...
I won't be at her parents. They're like, okay, yeah, eat it. It's not a whole lot. I'm like, portion control is the one thing I want to stay on top of. If you bring me this and says, okay, I know it's a lot, but we're going to eat it together. I'm going to eat half and give you the rest. And I give you the other half. You're like, nah, you can finish it. Don't do that to me. Right?
And it wasn't a whole lot, babe. It wasn't a whole lot.
If we say we're gonna stay persistent and consistent in these things, we can give ourselves passes.
I agree.
The moment that we do, we start telling ourselves that it's not that important. No, if I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this.
Okay.
Right.
Get it.
Yeah.
Well,
there it is.
I should say got it.
There was that one time I used to just eat my salad, get home and eat my salad. It's like, you gotta eat something. Even sometimes juice. I don't like juice. I don't want juice.
Why are you complaining?
Don't offer me juice. I'm only saying this. The other day, we were at her parents. Yeah, she already fed me some rice.
Well, my mom cooked some rice and some black beans and some legumes. So
I said, just a little bit.
And I did put a little bit.
And I'm like, I'm just going to have my water. She's like, have some juice. You haven't. I don't
My mom said I should offer you some juice, and I said
no,
and I told her no, he's not gonna drink.
Already told your mom no,
and I told her no, he's not gonna drink. He only drink water. And she's like, you know what? When you have a good rice and beans and some sauce chicken or some legume, you need to drink some kind of juice or soda. You know how it is with Caribbean parents. Our parents feel like when you have a heavy meal, you gotta have a heavy drink with it.
But I don't want juice.
Anyways, baby. All right. He sounds like a baby.
I'm just saying this has been a battle for us. And then I'm acknowledging the fact we started, we got real good at it, and then we got inconsistent. And then we got back to the things that we shouldn't be doing.
See, here's where I fell off. We were doing pretty good last year. Then my birthday come. And then I was like, you know what? I'm pigging out until...
that should have happened a day off. And then we'll pick up and go back to our routine.
No, then your birthday. Then yeah. Then our anniversary.
See, we put reasons as to why.
Anyways, anywho, let's move on to today's topic before this man, start complaining.
We're gonna turn this podcast about fitness.
Well, listen, I'm only doing what I can, not heavy workout. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into today's topic, babe. What are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about working together with your partner to achieve your goals and your dreams. So today podcast is about, the power of getting things done together.
That's right.
The journey that we all get into to push each other towards our greater self.
Yeah, just like you're pushing me right now. What's that? I'm pushing. I'm just kidding.
Listen, in a relationship, it's important.
It is important.
We have to keep encouraging each other to do better. So she said I can hold her accountable. Now, she doesn't like when I manage her.
No.
But you people are my witness.
I'm a Capricorn. I don't like being managed.
She wants me to hold her accountable, which means I can manage her. But in a relationship, it's important to do so.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if one partner is slacking, the other one needs to be able to, pull them up and help them get to a level that makes sense. So
yes.
So, when two people comes together with a shared vision and determination, and if that's to grow and to accomplish greater things, I think magic does happen. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's how magic's going to happen here with you working out every morning.
Oh, yes. And let me tell you, don't get mad at me when you see me in the summer
And listen, I will take the time to celebrate with you. I will enjoy. I'm already enjoying looking at you, and I will enjoy looking at you even more. Wherever you get to, I will be your biggest cheerleader. Actually, I can't be nobody's cheerleader. I'll be your biggest supporter, more like. But you know, when you and your partner are working together, you got to take time to celebrate. Celebrate as a team. Yes. When CeCe sent me those pictures, and she's been sending them since she started. Yeah, I take a moment to say, great job. I appreciate it. I like it. And I expect her to send me another one the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even on Mondays.
I already told you. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. But take the time to celebrate.
Yes. And I think, you know, it's not just about achieving the end goal, right? And I think it's also the process.
Oh, yeah.
It's the process itself, the journey of growth. I mean, look at me. Look at me now, right? Like the song said. You don't know that song. And like you mentioned earlier, the challenges that we face together in how we come together as a team. And I know we actually do a lot of things together.
Yeah.
We do.
Except getting in the treadmill. I'm not going to do that with you. Well, I can't possibly do that with you.
Yeah, but we do work out together.
Well, yes. I mean, the goal is to do it together because we can encourage, like, for instance, if the plan was to work out today and you don't feel like working out, but I'm feeling working out, that in itself will motivate you to just pick yourself up and do it. So there's a lot of value in doing things together. It helps you form a bond. And that bond will not only help you deal with maybe that task at hand, but be able to grow or go through life together. And you'll find through this bond, you'll run into some twists, you'll run into some disappointment, you'll run into some heartaches. But if you are doing it together, you'll be right there supporting each other. Yeah,
every step of the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, as I mentioned, it's not just through this task at hand. It could be through career. It could be through any personal development, even some creative endeavors. Like CeCe does a lot of creative stuff. Not that creative, but she'll run ideas by me and says, do you like this? And I'm very upfront. If I don't like something, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
But in all aspects of our lives, we can use each other's support to get to the next level.
Yeah.
I remember when we were starting this podcast, CeCe is not the type who wants to come out and do things. Listen, we in this almost 3 years.
Right.
Actually, it's only 4 or 3.
4.
2020, yes.
Yeah.
We're 2024. So it's going to be 4 years this October coming.
Yes.
You know, if you had talked to CeCe in 2019 and said she'll be sitting behind the mic talking to people, she probably would tell you, hell no.
Definitely that part, because I did not see me doing that. But then, we started with my coaching videos in 2020.
Yeah,
for some reason, I thought it was 2021, but it was 2020.
Yeah, and that's one of our experience. You know, how we really back each other up and in doing something that was a little bit out of character for us, especially for you.
Especially for me.
I'm usually talking, not in front of a camera, but I've always been talking.
Yeah, because I'm the shadow girl. And I've always say this, and I shouldn't be saying that because words are very powerful.
Yeah.
And I've always considered myself that shadow person where I want to make sure that everything gets done, where I'm not the one being like the front center, right? I want to be the one that's taking care of everything and then push you and make sure that I just delegate, in other words, right? I don't want to be upfront, but I'm going to delegate everything to other people and of course, not taking credit for things that's been done, because I'm always that type of person where, you know what, it's okay. I'll let you know how to do it, but then you just do it.
She's too humble.
I really was.
But you know, based on what we've done, and we use the podcast as an example, we've done a number of
like our business, the photography business. Yeah. We started in 2011 when our daughter was born, and then we didn't even know what we were doing.
Yeah.
We didn't even know, but yet.
And over time, we have stayed persistent with each other. I mean, she's been on my case to make sure that I get things out on time. And over time, she's been on it. And stuff. And she's the creative brain behind that. So when we do stuff, she's she's there supporting me.
Right.
Yes, I may be in many cases behind some of the technical stuff.
Right.
But when it comes to the creative part, I rely on her to do a lot of that. And this is where the support,
Yes.
being there to support your partner, make a huge difference.
I agree. And it could be vice versa. Whether if your partner is a strong one when it comes to being a great way of taking care of the money or taking care of the finances, where someone else, the other person may not be. Their strength, we both have our strength and our weakness, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to think of what are you strong at? And a lot of us don't have the same strength. In your partner, what you good at, your partner's not good at. I mean, it just
and you have to keep it a buck, that.
Right?
Like for instance, when we have, I remember there's been some nights where I had to stay up to get some stuff done, and I know CeCe was there. She couldn't do them, but she felt she had to be there just to make sure that she keeps me company. Yeah. And I appreciate that. Yeah, she dozed off a few times, and I could tell she really needed to get to bed.
I would listen, when you with someone and when you married someone, it's through whatever that the person is doing, you're going to be part of it. And I think when you with someone who cares, someone who wants to see you grow, someone who wants to see, a change, they're going to be there for you regardless if it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Because I would stay up and make sure that we get this project done, although he could be the one that's doing the sole operations or whatever. But then I'm like, hey, I'm going to be there, whether I'm falling asleep, watching a show, falling asleep, but I'm there with you. Because success is not easy.
It's not.
And you can find, yes, and trust me when I say you'll find a spouse or partner who can be very, very much discouraged. Oh
yes, being there with your partner comes very handy when you're dealing with moments of doubts.
Yes.
Because, as partners, you get to see your partner in their best light and also in their worst.
Yeah.
And being there in their worst, to be able to let them know, hey, I see you. Mm-hmm. And lay out examples of how we've overcome things together. Right. And this is what we're dealing now is nothing we cannot overcome together. Those things are powerful.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, when you've done things like this, when you've gone over obstacles like this with your partner, you can conquer the world.
That's right.
Nothing can get in your way.
That's right. I love seeing like those powerful couples that's like, whatever it takes, whatever we're gonna do, we're gonna push through. We're gonna push each other, whether because you and I, we have so many businesses together, but of course, although you do have your 9 to 5, but when we add it together from like morning until night,
we
are at it. And I'll tell you this, when my husband takes vacations, it's not really a vacation. It's a vacation from work, but then he's coming home to a vacation.
The work for her.
No, all your business, babe, all your business. Yeah. And I think it's great for your partner to support you, support your dreams, and support whatever ideas that you have. And don't let someone else take, your vision away, your ideas away.
Yeah, and you'll find as you work with your partner through these things, it allows you to form a deeper connection.
Yes.
And you can never forget about the individual growth that you and your partner will go through, but be there to support, because you would run into some cases. Yes. Maybe there's something you're not interested in, but your partner has great passion for it. Be there to support them, because individually we still have goals.
Right.
Just because it may not be a shared goal, that doesn't mean you can support them.
Yeah.
So make sure that you bear in mind that your partner may have some aspiration that may not be shared, but you still need to be there to support them.
Yes. So I agree.
Be encouraging, be supportive.
I agree. And supporting each other is, like I mentioned earlier, like you also mentioned, through personal growth. And it really does help, because a lot of times me personally speaking, there's a lot of time where I'm like, babe, I need to get either a Tony Robbins seminar, or I need to get a mindset, kind of like whatever development that I need for me to really like get my mind into. And one thing my husband always said is, you know what, let's get it. Let's get whatever you need. Let's get whatever we can afford at the time to make sure that your personal growth, your business growth, and your mindset growth, and all that, your spiritual growth, and all that is fall into having a spouse where that can support you on when it comes to all these aspects.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And listen, wherever she is, I am.
Yes, you
I remember
are.
about a year ago, 2 years ago, she took a virtual seminar from Tony Robbins.
It was last year.
Was it last year?
Yeah, last March.
Man, we were
March
here.
2023.
I think it was a weekend. Okay, so that explains why.
Yeah.
The last 2 days was a Saturday and a Sunday.
Right.
Man, we were here together jumping on Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
The kids thought we were silly, but
Yeah, we were like screaming in the kitchen, and nothing feels so good when your spouse is screaming at you, like in a good way though.
yeah.
Like we were both, and seeing him also like putting all his your force out there was just like,
She had
oh,
me
very
energized.
inspiring.
And this way, me being there for her, allow her to just be herself.
Yeah.
Imagine it would have been a completely different outcome if I was like, really? That's silly. You doing this?
Or you went out with your boys.
Yes. I remember we skipped a party.
We skipped a baby shower.
We skipped a baby shower for me to be here jumping.
Yeah,
with this
and
woman.
we actually didn't even eat. We cooked the dinner, and we didn't get a chance to eat our dinner until like 12, 11, 11:30.
That Saturday ran until like 10 and change.
Yes.
I think that was the longest day of the seminar.
Yes.
But things like this allows you to really be there for your partner,
Right.
And sometimes you do things that you wouldn't have normally do in your being your normal self,
Right.
But because it's important for your partner and it'll help them get to whatever the next step would be, you could be there to support them. So, as for you guys listening, you might be wondering, how can you start working with your partner and achieving goals together as a couple? Now, we've got some practical tips, some of the things that we've done that I want to share with you guys. And hopefully that helps you get to doing these things with your partner.
Yes. Yes.
And you probably have an idea where I'm going to start. It's communication. All of it always starts with understanding and being able to communicate what it is that you want to do together and start working at it. So it starts with that sit down with your partner. To have an open and honest conversation about your individual goals and your aspirations. And from there, you can identify any shared goals that you have and then create a roadmap for you to be able to achieve that goal.
Right.
So it starts with communication.
Yes, absolutely. And don't forget to celebrate. I always mention this. I'm doing the small wins or the big wins. We're celebrating each other's progress along the way, which I think is so important, because I mentioned this before on the podcast, whether if you have a big transaction where you have a big closing or a small deal, it's good for you to celebrate your progress. And I mean, I think a lot of us sometimes we don't look at it this way, but me, CeCe, me, myself, and I, we're gonna celebrate. Okay, we're gonna take ourselves out somewhere in the living room, in the couch, and then having a party.
Well, it's important because celebration gives you that boost that you need.
Yes.
To acknowledge that I've done something, I've accomplished something. It may not be a huge thing, but it's still something.
Yes.
Small or big.
Yeah. And you mentioned earlier, you got to take time to acknowledge and appreciate the effort that your partner put in. It's so important. We just have to make sure we do that every time.
Yeah. And one thing that also I think we should remember is you have to be flexible enough to be able to adjust your goal and maybe adjust some of the priorities that you may set, because life has some unusual turns that it takes sometimes, and being flexible and being adaptable would come in handy.
Yes.
Because you may have sat here and set a plan that says, we're going to do this, and then boom, something happened. What do? You pivot.
Right.
You may have to delay something. You may have to do something at a different time, but don't take that setback as, you know what, it's not possible. No.
Yes. Yeah.
Be flexible and see which other way you could get that done.
Yes, I definitely agree. And I think, you guys know it's like April already, right? If you and your partner has any goals, like my husband and I were talking about it a few weeks ago on our business meeting. And I was like, babe, I really wish I had a stronger first quarter.
Yeah.
Because when you have a business, you look at, okay, you wanted to get this done, but you didn't get a chance to accomplish it. And now you are now in the second quarter of the year. How can we make it happen? And I think it's so important for you to really look at the things that you've done and how can you make a turn. Like you said, life has twists and turns, right? And I think it's important for you to really hey, what do I need to do for me to get myself, in a better place before October? Because mind you, from now until October, that's 6 months, literally. Yeah. And if you want to really put yourself out there, you're going to really lock in and stay focused on your goals and your career, whatever that you want to accomplish. It is so crucial and so important, especially for me. I feel like I didn't really have a really strong first quarter, and I really want to lock in and get myself into a better 6 months, literally. Because by October, I need to be I'm that girl. That's not what I want to say, but I'm that. You know what? So yes, how do you feel about that?
Well, this is where she puts me to work, because if there's certain things that we wanted to do or she wanted to do, we didn't get done, then my responsibility is to see what do I need to do to make sure that I can support her to get those things. And we had our first quarter meeting and we looked at the things we wanted to accomplish, the setback we ran into. Now we into the the second quarter is what do we need to do? What do I need to do to make sure that I can get the support that she needs? Because it's her success is my success, and yours is mine. If she wins, I win,
and yours is mine,
and mine is hers. So as we plan our things, we always keep each other in the loop.
Yes,
this is what's going on now. CeCe doesn't like being managed, which means I can't manage her as an employee.
You don't like being managed either.
Well, I'm a manager. No one manages.
So I'm a boss.
But we keep an open communication on what's going on. And when we have those meetings, we get very honest with each other and we call each other out. Now we keep emotions out of it. Hey, listen, if you screwed up in something, you screwed up in something. You need to do better. And
it's important.
It's important. And what you'll find, we didn't start out this way.
Right.
This is something that we've built over time. For someone who's looking to be able to start building with your partner, start with the small steps. Yeah. Start doing the small things. Now, with CeCe and I, it's everything we do it together. Everything. Yeah. Now, we start with the little things. We go into the grocery store, we've gone together. Sometimes, there used to be a time when we were dropping the kids to school. If we're both available, right, we would do it together. Right. So we made it a point to do a lot of things together from the beginning. And that allows us to build a habit of doing things together, making decisions together. Although CeCe is a slower decision maker, and I've had to build some patience around her decision-making process, but there are times I'm like, you got to decide.
It's not me, it's God. I got to wait on God.
Right? So it goes, our doing things together is incorporated in everything that we do. So it kind of becomes second nature for us. Right. There are couples that feels like if I have to do something and then I have to let my spouse know, maybe I'm not man enough. No. If you build a culture where you do things together, whether it's things to run the household or things to support each other, it's no big deal because you already have that environment created. So for anyone of you guys just looking to build an environment as such where you can be supportive to your partner without letting your ego gets in the way, start with the small things and leave emotions out of it. And yes, you'll get emotional sometimes, but the best you could, if you can catch yourself getting emotional and say,
it took me some time.
I shouldn't. Let me just relax.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
And if you're an emotional person, let your partner know, hey, listen, I may seem a little bit off my game when you say certain things. Don't take it personal. I'm just that kind of person. at least they'll understand you. Because
Right.
sometimes emotions can spark arguments that are unnecessary.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. But if you make it a habit of doing things, whether it's big or small things together, when it comes to supporting your partner, it'll be a no big deal type of things. Listen, I'm not in real estate, but because of me having to support her, it almost seems I'm a realtor, but I'm not. Right?
You're a realtor assistant.
Now, our business requires a lot of creativity because we do a lot of things in social media and like including shooting this podcast. I'm not the most creative person, but I rely on her to help me be creative. And believe me, there are times that I don't see where I'm going, and she's like, "Yeah, you need to do this. You need to do this. Before you send this out, I need to see it because." And then sometimes I would spend like hours working on something, and then I bring it to her, which I'm thinking I did good. And then she looked at it, she was like, "No, it's not gonna work out." And sometimes it'll kind of touch me. Really, I just spent 2 hours on this thing. You're gonna tell me that's like, but that take a step back and yeah, she's right. I'm not seeing it right. So we gotta learn to put our egos down, especially for us guys. Sometimes we can get our head can turn this big. We need to be humble when it comes to dealing with our partner.
Yes.
And understand that sometimes there may be critics that come. It's not so much to put you down, but it's to help you see a different light.
Yeah.
And we've had those moments.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So again, if I can leave any one of you guys with anything that will help you build that environment, is to start small,
Yes.
keep emotions out of
Yes.
it. For those of us who have big egos and pride, learn to put that on the
Right.
side and focus on building a relationship and supporting each other.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's so important. But if you don't have it in you, it's going to be hard. And of course, as you mentioned, it's practice and practice.
Yeah.
Then yes, I'm a very emotional person. And my husband had to yell at me a few times. Like, hey,
I don't yell.
Babe.
I had to put her back in her place.
Babe.
Well, I had to call her out and says,
babe.
that's an emotional response.
He had to yell at me a few times. Yes, Dad, he did. He had to yell at me a few times for me to check myself. And I had to check myself. And I'm very emotional. And I had to realize, you know what? This is business. If it was personal, then I would definitely take it personal. But because I understand this is a business conversation, so I need to like tell my feelings to
Take a back seat.
and let this man control whatever is going on. But I think it's so important. And of course, now I get it. I get everything he was saying. I get the emotional part. And yeah, but if he comes to me like this, when we're talking about something personal, he's going to get it. I'm just saying. He's going to get it.
Yes. But you know what?
But I want to say this. If you believe in yourself, you believe in your dreams, you believe in your goals, you believe in yourself again, don't let a spouse take that away from you. It is so important. There's spouse out there who don't support their, significant other's dream. And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of relationship out there that actually damage from that reason, because you may have someone who believe that, hey, I don't have to work for a company for us to make it, but yet I get no support from you. It's going to cause arguments. It's going to cause damage in this relationship. But if you have to involve a third party, like get you a professional to talk to that spouse who may not see it your way, who may not see it the way that you want him to see it, I'm pretty sure a third party will be able to, make him see where you're coming from, because it's so important for you to believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, you let that spouse tell you otherwise, then there goes your dream and there goes you, literally.
Yeah. Listen, I couldn't have said it better, but you know what? Before we step away from this episode, I want to leave. Yeah, actually, this was good, but I want to leave you guys with a powerful affirmation that we practice in our household. We believe together we are unstoppable.
Yes.
And with love and support and determination, we believe we can achieve anything we set our mind to.
That's right.
Now, it's going to take long nights. It's going to take long days. Sometimes some arguments.
Yes.
Sometimes some emotional outbursts. But it's possible.
It's possible. Les Brown say that.
Yes, he did say that.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible.
See, again, this is a lot of things I didn't know of. My husband would just share this YouTube video with me, and then all of a sudden I'm watching all these videos and I'm saying things that I'm like, who said this again? I'm like, Jim Ron. This is all thing where we're supporting each other. And it's so important for you to have a spouse who support you. Not just me, and I support him as well. And when it comes to his dreams, his career, his business, and couldn't thank him enough.
She sees capability. She sees potential in me that
more
I don't see.
than you have seeds in you.
Yeah. So, but you remember, the grind is real.
Yes. Listen.
Yes.
We'll be grinding over here.
It's tough building things together, but
yes,
the glory is also real.
Amen to that.
So take the hard time today.
Yeah.
So you can enjoy the good time later.
That's right.
Someone says that too.
I don't know who say that. We got to look it up. Google.
Hey, listen. That's all the time we have for you guys today. And we thank you so much for tuning into the Blissology Podcast. We hope that you found some value in this episode that we just had.
Yes.
And hopefully you can find some ways to support your spouse or your partner in whatever they're doing. I'd like to hear how if you've experienced it, what you've done and how you've been supporting your spouse achieving their dreams and especially how you've been celebrating the successes that you've had together. Because supporting on one end is one thing. Celebrating the success, however big or small it is, that's what's going to keep more success coming.
That's right.
So guys, please don't forget to subscribe and share this video with anybody you think this could be beneficial to. So guys, until next time, keep loving each other, keep supporting each other, and keep growing together.
That's right.
So we'll see you next Saturday. Peace.